please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Karur Vysya Bank has posted Q4 numbers this morning. There's a divergence which has led to a deterioration in the asset quality this time around. Profit too has come in below the street estimates. PR Seshadri, the MD and CEO of the bank, now joins in. Mr. Seshadri, good afternoon. Thanks very much for joining in. To begin with, sir, could you give us what the slippages are in the quarter?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you very much for having me on the show. Actually, we are reasonably satisfied with Q4 numbers. And before I answer the question, if I could just take a minute, I mean, we are trying to transition from a traditional bank into one that can compete in the digital world. So over the last quarter, we introduced, our first two digital products, that's something that we intend to follow up with a full suite of products. So currently our working capital renewals and our home loans are fully digitalized. And as a consequence, we're able to do significantly more volumes out of our branches. So over the last quarter, as you said, whilst our profits came in lower than the prior quarter or the prior year same quarter, revenues did grow reasonably strongly. We're up about 10% year on year. Other income, whilst the top line number shows that has contracted, if you were to pare away the fact that most banks are having trouble with their investment book at this point in time, the investment revenues, the core fee and other revenues for us grew at approximately 20% year on year. So from a revenue standpoint, we're reasonably satisfied. Our expenses ticked up a bit in this quarter. They were up roughly 22%. But that takes into, you need to take into account the fact that we had to provide approximately 26 crores on account of the change in the rules associated with gratuity. Yeah, please go ahead.
Sheshadri, sorry, we're actually a bit crunched on time. So we have the basic broad numbers and you outlined them pretty well as well. Just the slippage numbers for the quarter.
So slippage numbers for the quarter were roughly about 600 crores. Out of which 513 crores pertain to our corporate book. If you recall, the last time around I was on television, I was asked what the watch list was, and we had said that the watch list is approximately 1,200 crores. Of that 1,200 crores, in the third quarter, 550 crores were provided for. This quarter, we've provided for another 325 crores, which leaves another 325 crores to be dealt with. In addition, we were impacted by the February 12th circular of the RBI to the extent of approximately 175 crores. So in total, 513 out of the 596 crores of NPA came in from our corporate book. But I'm happy to inform you that we are at the tail end of our problems with the corporate book, and we expect that as we get into quarter two and onwards, the corporate book should behave significantly better than it has done. So as a consequence, we are feeling reasonably pleased with where we're at today.
Sir, of the divergence that you have reported, how much is recoverable?
So divergence was 651 crores. But I must hasten to add that the accounts that the RBI pointed out as divergent had already been provided as at the end of quarter three. The RBI inspection started in quarter four. So all of these accounts were already provided. Since the divergence report is as on the 31st of March of the prior year, these accounts did not require to be provided afresh in quarter four. However, RBI was of the view that certain accounts needed to be backdated. The NPA date needed to be moved back. And as a consequence, approximately 90 crores worth of incremental provisions had to be taken during this quarter.
Right. No, I mean, so just to press my colleague's point, which is how much of this you think, what's the recovery options looking like from this portfolio?
These are all large corporate exposures. Many of these are, the recovery percentages would depend upon the outcome of the NCLT processes. We are very heartened with what happened with Bhushan Steel, and we are hopeful that the rest of those processes will yield similar results. It's a little difficult. If it were a statistically studyable kind of, go ahead.
Sure. No, fair enough. So you can't put a number to it. What's your exposure to accounts which are currently under the NCLT process?
Approximately 1,200 crores.
Approximately 1,200 crores. Fair enough. Samira, so I think we can wrap up.
Yeah. All right. So thanks very much for joining in. That's a word coming in from Karur Vysya Bank. Slippages this quarter coming in at 600 crores, the bulk of it from the corporate book, but management quite confident now that going ahead, the pain in the corporate book would ease. Of course, a lot hinges also on how the NCLT process moves.